It's now time for a KBRF video sports streaming presentation. Today's game is brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show. Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout. Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard. Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups. Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game. The Viking Cafe and the Viking Cafe keys to the game. Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapies Incorporated. Fergus Falls Monument. Otter Tail Coaches. Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's. FM Bank. Service Food. Ugsted Plumbing and Heating. Splash Express. American Legion Post number 30 of Fergus Falls. Lake Country Graphics. LB Homes. And by Running Stitches Embroidery. Now let's head out for the pregame.
Welcome to the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena, where the Fergus Falls Otters are taking on Minnesota River. Now, you're going to ask me, who is Minnesota River? What are the schools that make up Minnesota River? They're out of Section 2A, and here are the schools. St. Peter High School, Cleveland High School, Belle Plaine, LeSueur Henderson, and Tri-City United, which is Montgomery and Lonsdale. So those are your schools that make up Minnesota River. Minnesota River is 4-1-1 on the season. Last night, they beat East Grand Forks up in East Grand Forks by a score of 4-2. It's a good team, good group. They're 4-1-1 in the season. We'll talk a bit about that a bit later. Fergus Falls right now 2-2 on the season. They opened up with a 7-0 loss to Marshall, beat Wilmer 4-2, beat Sartell 4-3, and lost to a very good Wayzata team last Friday the 21st, and that was by a score of 8-4. Thanks for tuning in on AM 1250 KBRF and also on our streaming platforms, Fergus Now app and KBRF Radio on YouTube. We'll be with you here this afternoon. The JV game ended in a 2-2 tie. So a 2-2 tie in that one. And Otter girls played hard. They played in overtime, but no one scored in that one. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and hear from Otter head coach Isaac Vattenstall. So Minnesota River Bulldogs and the Otters here on Channel 977 and also on the Fergus Now app and on KBRF Radio YouTube.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top-quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Ugsted Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Ugsted Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Otter Tail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Otter Tail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Quality Toyota.
It's Otter girls hockey today as Fergus Falls ladies take on the Minnesota River Bulldogs. I'm joined by Isaac Vattenstall, head coach of the Otters. And Isaac, a little different having a Saturday afternoon game here.
Yeah, it's very different, especially 3 o'clock. Just trying to figure out the times to get here and do everything, but it's nice to be able to have a weekend game too.
Yeah, it sure is. And we're coming off a win over Sartell, an overtime, and then a loss to Wayzata. But Thanksgiving break, too. You know, you don't know what to expect after a few days off, right? But you guys had a skate yesterday.
We did, yeah. We had a skate yesterday, skated good on Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving, but it's always hard just because you're not in your normal routines and you have some time off. You sit around a little bit, try to get them to kind of do some things, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's just not the same day as they've been used to. So hopefully it doesn't really affect us any coming into the game, but should be good, hopefully.
Yeah, Minnesota River now, a team I don't think that I can remember we've ever played them, but it's the LeSueur, Henderson, St. Peter, Montgomery, Lonsdale, all those schools. Try a lot of schools, but have you got a chance to kind of see what they got? I know they beat East Grand Forks last night 4-2.
Yeah, they beat East Grand, and you know I think they're a young team. They had one player it sounded like get hurt. That was an 8th grader. That was one of their better players. So I don't know what to really kind of expect from them, but I'm just hoping that regardless of who we play, you know, we pick up the speed and kind of have a little picante coming or behind us to be able to have something start right away, regardless of who we're playing. So hopefully that's what we do, so that they have to come to our level instead.
You know, having roots in Rosie, your dad growing up there, and relatives and family, hockey in the South has grown. You know what I mean? Dodge County and places like this. You know, there's a lot of people in the Rochester area that play hockey and south of the Twin Cities, but it is neat to see these communities really get going with hockey too.
Well, it is, and it's just nice because it's just so expansive, and you know it's competitive everywhere. So that's what I've enjoyed, and especially just with the girls programs in general. You look at the last 10, 20, 30 years, how amazing they've become. It's fun to see that.
What are some keys to the game? Maybe Isaac can give me 2 or 3 keys. Our Viking Cafe keys to the game against Minnesota River.
I would say all out all the time, and we just want to be able to dominate regardless of who we're playing. You know, we don't want to make this a participatory program for us, so we don't want to make it fun for them. So I think the big thing for us is just going all out for short shifts, making sure that we are very disciplined on the puck, and making sure that we keep the game simple. Just keep it simple all the way through.
And then between the pipes, we've had both Olivia and Ella in the pipes, but who's in goal today?
We're going to have Ella get that start for us this afternoon. So I'm excited to see what she's going to do for that first home game start.
All right, good luck, Isaac.
All right, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Yep, Isaac Vattensaw, head coach of the Otters, come back after this break. You're listening to Otter Hockey on AM 1250 KBRF, also streaming on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF Radio YouTube channel.
The Chevy Red Tag sales event has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. You can take advantage of savings of up to $10,000 on the Chevy Silverado or great financing offers like 2.9% APR for 72 months. Contact the sales team at Minnesota Motor Company for details. Customer must take delivery by December 1st. Chevy, together, let's drive. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hey, we're back as our pregame show continues. Let's talk about Minnesota River a bit. As I mentioned, all the different schools involved. with Minnesota River as far as their co-op and whatnot, but they have a pretty high potent offense so far. They're averaging like 5 goals a game right now, giving up 1.83. And let's look at who they've played so far. And it's always kind of the tail of the tape to see who they played to, but they did beat East Grand Forks last night 4-2. And I think East Grand is a little bit down this year. They still have the Schultz girl, who is an excellent, excellent player at that. But they opened up their first game on November 11th and beat Wyndham by a score of 10-0. Then they tied Mankato East 4-4, lost to Hutchinson by a score of 4-2, beat New Prague handily 8-0, and then beat Laverne. Laverne's had a good girls team these last few years, 4-2 or 2-1, and then beat East Grand Forks 4-2 here last night. Let's take a look at that one a little bit as far as statistically. Shots on goal, Minnesota River 27, East Grand Forks 23 in that one. But they have some players that can put the puck in the back of the net. Olivia Hayter, a freshman's got 7 goals on the year. McKenna Andreessen, a junior's got 11 points already through these 6 games. 8 points for Macy Portner as well. 13 points for Noelle Simonette. And I think she is their leading scorer with 6 goals and 7 assists. But they're a good team. The Otters, again, lost to Wayzata in their most recent game, got outshot, I think, 56-12 by a very, very good Wayzata team, but had a nice win over Sartell, Sauk Rapids Rice. Rachel Abrito with the game winner in that one in overtime, 2-11 into the overtime frame. So this will be a good game here, no question, and looking forward to seeing both of these teams get after it. We'll take another break, and we'll come back with our Nelson Auto starting lineups, brought to you by Nelson Auto Center, Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Our pregame show continues. It's now time for our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups, brought to you by Nelson Auto Center, Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. First of all, for the home team, the Otters with a record of 2-2, and the Otters right now 2-2 on the season, 2-0 in the Central Lakes, 1-0 in Section 6A. They'll start like this today. Sophomore Brynlee Scholl, 1 goal, 1 assist, and 2 points. Maddie Brimhall, 2 goals, 2 assists, and 4 points. She had the game-tying goal against Sartell. And on the right side, junior Avery Tonneson, 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 points. And starting in goal for the Otters will be Ella Sem. Sem is a senior. She has 1-1 in the season. She has about a 800 save percentage, a 4.90 goals against average. And again, the head coach in his first year is Isaac Vattenstall. He's assisted by Justin Arneson and Ellie Anderson. The team managers, Cameron Rittmeyer and also Ava Thompson. So those guys doing a great job. The Minnesota River Bulldogs, they'll go like this. In goal, number 1, Annika Mogli. Mogli, so far this year, a 9.19 save percentage, a 1.79 goals against average. She is 4-1-1 and has 2 shutouts. So she has started and she's taken care of the goal responsibilities the entire time this year for Minnesota River. At one defense, number 3, Kaylee Gogarty. The other defense is Casey Weidert. She's a sophomore. Centering the first line is Mara Von Bank. On the left side, Olivia Hayter. And on the right side, Piper Winters. Had a nice visit with Dustin Swenson. He's in his 3rd year at Minnesota River. And also talked to assistant coach Dave Swanberg. Their other assistant is Lindsay Paschke. And so Minnesota River 4-1-1 and the Otters 2-2 on the year. We're going to take another break, and we'll come back with more on our pregame show. It's the Otters and the Minnesota River Bulldogs. We'll come back with our Viking Cafe keys to the game after this break.
Lake Region Healthcare knows what all coaches know. It takes tons of teamwork, great amounts of grit, and heaps of hustle to triumph. Lake Region Healthcare, supporting and celebrating our high school athletes.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Hey, we're back. It's now time for our Viking Cafe keys to the game, brought to you by the Viking Cafe. And coincidentally, I had some awesome biscuits and gravy this morning. I hosted the coaches show, and man, was that good. It was biscuits and gravy this morning. But the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls, with our keys to the game. Talking to head coach Isaac Vattenstall before the game, he said one of their mottos this past week and now is all out all the time. And just learning what it is, the entire lineup, to be playing a full 51 minutes of hockey. And then the other thing he mentioned is just to keep the game simple, just to keep it simple. Be in the right spots, play with athleticism, but use your teammates and rely on one another. But he just was kind of big on that, just keeping that game simple, but particularly all out all the time. Those are your Viking Cafe keys to the game. Brought to you by the Viking Cafe. Both teams are back out on the ice and warming up, getting loosened up here, ready for the face-off. And again, Park Region Telephone brings us our Otter Tail Telkheim scoreboard. Lake Region Healthcare, our Lake Region Healthcare timeouts. And we'll go through those Nelson Auto Center starting lineups once again, just to kind of, it'll be Brindley Scholl centering Maddie Brimhall and Avery Tonneson. And defensively, it will be, for the Otters defensively, Kinsey Zender and Shea Katzenmeyer. And again, Ella Sim will be in goal. Minnesota River, Annika Mogley, the senior goaltender, has started all the games for the Bulldogs so far this year. And then defensively, it's going to be number 3, Kaylee Gogarty, the other D partner, Kelsey Weidert. And the center is Mara Von Bank, left side Olivia Hayter, and on the right side, Piper Winters. So those are your Nelson Auto Center starting lineups. Again, I don't know if we've played Minnesota River. I don't believe we have, but good game to get on the schedule here for the Otters. Again, it covers a large area, and that's the way a lot of girls hockey teams are, boys hockey teams that way as well. But the schools of St. Peter, Cleveland, Belle Plaine, LeSueur Henderson, Tri-City United High School, which is Montgomery, and Lonsdale, those two towns together. So again, they're out of Section 2A, and which is a really, really solid section, no question about that. And I believe that's the same one that Orono comes out of. Announcing the little buddies here, kind of fun to watch that. And then the starting lineup announced here for the Otters. Again, the Otters looking for their third win. They want to get up above 500, and just a great opportunity this afternoon. Again, Minnesota Motor brings us our period breaks. Minnesota Motor Company, located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls, and our Park Region Telephone scoreboard. And in our post-game show, we'll name our Quality Player of the Game, which is brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Good afternoon, matinee crowd on hand this afternoon. And last night, the boys lost to Minneapolis by a score of 4-0. And it was a packed house here last night. And it's really neat to see the student athletes down along the boards supporting their teammates, just lined up along the glass down there. So super fun to be here for some Saturday afternoon hockey. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back and we'll drop the puck. It's the Otters and the Bulldogs on Channel 977, also streamed on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF Radio YouTube channel.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
All right, we're back here. We're ready for the face-off. Both teams had huddled around their goaltenders. Again, LSM in goal for the Otters here this afternoon. And Annika Mogli a senior, and LSM a senior as well. So Brinley Show will take the draw here against Mara Von Bank, and we're playing some hockey. The Otters going to win the draw. It'll come back into the Otter zone where it's picked up, sent off the forward boards by Shea Katzenmeyer. And defensively, Hathaway will go back after it. Karam's along the board, picked up there by Maddie Brimhall. She'll ring the boards. Avery Tonneson tried to hold it in, but it is held in there by Kinsey Zender. Sent behind the net to the near side as Minnesota River tries to get an exit. Tapped in by Maddie Brimhall. Brindley Scholl, Maddie Brimhall, and Avery Tonneson go on the forecheck. And now the Minnesota River Bulldogs try to move it out. Comes out, picked up by Maddie Brimhall. Pops off her stick. And it's picked up there by Hathaway. And she'll play at the length of the ice. It was tipped, so no icing. On comes Aubrey Nelson. Then a shot came in on LSM, and she'll make the save. And Rachel DeBrito and Brindley Harris will step onto the ice. Brindley Harris got her first goal against Sartell. Rachel DeBrito had a game winner in that one in overtime and also had an assist in that game. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here for Fergus Falls. Off the face-off, quick shot and a save made there by goaltender LSM. So McKenna and Dreesen will take the draw here against Johnson. So it's Hannah Johnson, Aubrey Nelson, and Ashlyn Wohlers. Face-off is won by Minnesota River, but a shot blocked there. Comes out to neutral ice. Aubrey Nelson is after it, and it's backhanded up into the bench, up and out of play. Face-off will be right in front of the outer bench. Again, Justin Arneson and Ellie Anderson, the assistant coaches. And this time Minnesota River wins the draw. Sent forward. Hannah Johnson trying to get after it. She'll tap it in over the line. Now it comes out to the near side to Portner. Aubrey Nelson with a good stick along the near boards. Puck over the far side. Wohlers will hustle back after it. Good job by Ashlyn. Plays along the boards, but not out. Ashlyn keeps it in. Good stick there by Ashton Wohlers and Aubrey Nelson to start out their first shift of the game. Pass to the left side, goes off the stick of Simonette. Carry him back out, tip forward, out to neutral ice, and played back in there by Hathaway. Brindley Harris will pick it up in her own end. Out to the wing to Ella Dirkman. Hathaway, or no, pardon me, that's Gorgody will keep it in. Gorgody wears number 3. Down along the boards it goes to twos, and it's picked up there by Anna Sem. Now Brindley Harris, in the near corner, wins the puck battle. Brindley tried to get it out, but it was off the skate there of Sophie Toes. They try to center it out front. Minnesota River. And it's picked up there by the Otters' Katie Bergman. Right wing on the third line for the Otters. Dumped in. And on comes Brindley Scholl, as does Maddie Brimhall. And the Minnesota River Bulldogs will move it out to the left side. Picked up by Twos. Her shot on goal, directed aside by LSM. Played to the near boards a little too far, though, for Brindley Scholl. Out to neutral ice it goes. Weidert will try to send it back in. Now she'll dump it in. And that'll go into the corner. Behind the net, Kinsey Zender is there. Drops it for Shea Katzenmeyer. Now to Maddie Brimhall. Good exit. Pass a little too far, or behind, pardon me, Avery Tonneson. Avery's going to go on the forecheck. Pass over to the near side. Von Bank. Backhanded in by Kinsey Zender. Tonneson will go off. Hannah Johnson is on, as is Ashton Wohlers. Puck out front. Played out of the zone by Minnesota River. Minnesota River now will dump it in. That's Hayter. Rachel DeBrito with a good stick there. Now Hannah Johnson will pick it up. Plays it out along the near boards. Out at neutral ice. Turning and burning. That was Portner. Portner with some good speed. Battling against DeBrito. Portner and DeBrito. A couple of very good hockey players there. Pops out in front of the Otter bench. Otters trying to move it out of the zone. Ashton Wohlers is there. She'll dump it in. We got a change here. But an icing call on the Otters, as Ashton didn't gain the red line. So an icing call. And they'll bring it back in the Otter D zone. The faceoff will be to the blocker side of LSM. Andreessen will take the draw here against Anna-Sem. Those are twins, Ella and Anna. Face off again to Ella's right. Won by Minnesota River. Quick shot. Blocker save made. Goes behind the net. Minnesota River, they send it out high. Shot there low on the ice. Tipped into the corner. That was off the stick of Weidert. Battling in the corner there is Kinsey Zender. Kinsey will send it over to Ella Dirkman. Ella tries to move it out, but it's kept in. Here's Gogarty, the defenseman. Shot, save made, rebound is out. And Ella makes the save, gets that puck in her glove, and she'll politely hand it off to the referee. And out comes Brindley Scholl, Avery Tonneson, and Maddie Brimhall. Again, no score here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard, 0-0. Brindley Scholl on the draw here against number 6, Emma Volk, Klashut. Volklashut center on the third line. Brindley Harris will send it ahead. Maddie Brimhall will hustle after it, but it's going to be picked up by Gogarty defensively. Carries it off the near boards, comes out to neutral ice. Brindley Harris will settle it down, try to gain the line, sends it, but not deep enough. After it defensively, there is Weidert. Puck out at neutral. Avery Tonneson's going to turn it back the other direction. She'll backhand it in. Aubrey Nelson is on. Rachel DeBrito and Harris go off. On comes Shea Katzenmeyer and Kinsey Zender. Aubrey Nelson behind the net. Battling along the boards. Still with the puck. Brindley Scholl after it. Avery Tonneson's going to get off. Puck picked up by Scholl, and an offsides call here on the Otters. And Hannah Johnson and Ashlyn Wohlers will join Aubrey Nelson. Face off right in front of the Bulldog bench. No score. 0-0, 12:08 left in the first period. Face off. It's going to be won by the Otters. It's going to pop into the Otter defensive zone. Katzenmeyer will go back after it in the corner. Now to Zender. Ashton Wohlers. Ashton tries to get it out to Hannah Johnson. Hannah's dumped there along the right in front of her own bench. Taps it along the boards. Comes out towards neutral ice. And that's going to be played deep there by Simonette. She's got 13 points. Otters reverse it, back behind the net. Cats after it. Hannah Johnson comes in to help. Puck picked up down in the corner by Von Bank. Von Bank with it there, looking for somebody out front. And trying to find Hayter right in front of the net. Ashton Wohlers. Good speed on the forecheck. She does a good job, very good skater. Keeps her stick on the ice. Up the right side, with it all is Swenson. Swenson behind the goal line on the back door. Shot and a save made it. Went across the crease there as Hayter had an opportunity. 4 shots on goal for Minnesota River. None for the Otters thus far. Katie Berggren will carry it out. Here's Katie at neutral ice. Tried to gain his own. Tapped it in over the line. Back after it. Katie tried to dump it in, but it's picked up here by Minnesota River. Minnesota River. Andreessen, she'll gain the line. In the high slot area, sends a shot on. Sem with a save, and DeBrito will pick it up. Rachel along the near boards. Out to neutral, looking for Ella Dirkman. They go DD to the near side. Gogarty up the right side. Gogarty coming in. Sends a shot low on the ice. Rebound sent out front and scooped out of there by Katzenmeyer. Minnesota River really working the Otters here. Ella Sem directs that one into the corner. Puck comes to the near corner. Out of the point it goes to Gogarty. Out on the near side, Andreessen wears number 19. Pass out front, tip there in the slot. They try to find somebody in the back door. Katzenmeyer is there. They're just really out-muscling us on the puck battles right now. Puck into the corner. Simonette. Puck comes out high. Gogarty with a shot. Sem sends the rebound to the far side. Otters are pinned right now. Katzenmeyer tried to send it out, but a stick is slapping out of there as Vogtlashoot. And then finally, Maddie Brimhall iced the puck and relieved pressure here. With 9:43 to play in the first period, no score. Minnesota out shooting the Otters 8-0 here in the first period. And so on the draw here will be Emma Vogtlashoot. Loses the draw, but Rachel DeBrito, she'll take it out. Rachel up the right side, over the neutral ice, over the red line. It's picked up there and played near side by Cruz. Now Kinsey Zender will play it, but not deep enough. Good play by Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey picks up the puck. She's driven wide. Aubrey towards the net. Going to go into the corner. Sends it out front. Nobody home there. It comes out to neutral ice. Let's turn and burn. Shea Katzenmeyer at neutral ice. Shea will gain the zone. Shea will send it down to Hannah Johnson behind the goal line. We got to get to the net here. Hannah battling below the goal line. Picks up by Ashton Wohlers. Hannah will come in. Sent over to the far boards and picked up there by Hayter. Hayter out to neutral. Aubrey Nelson sends it in. The Otters are going to check back up. Sent in by Aubrey Nelson. Hannah Johnson will go back after it. And sent the length of the ice, and we're going to get an icing call here on Minnesota River. So the Otters get their first shot on goal. And we'll have our Minnesota Motor period break coming up in just a few minutes. Brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. Anna Sem will take the draw here against Von Bank. And the Otters are going to win the draw. Rachel DeBrito will tap it below the goal line. Minnesota River is just very strong physically. We're just seeing a pretty aggressive team. Puck hops in and out of the outer zone. After it is DeBrito. Rachel strong, good stick there. We'll move it out now to Brindley Harris. Pass ahead too far for Ella Sem, and we get for Ella Dirkman. We get an icing call here on Fergus Falls. An icing call on the Otters. 8:13 to play in the first period. No score here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Brindley Scholl to the draw to the right of senior goaltender Ella Sem. Face-off is won by Minnesota River. They send it in, but it's going to be offsides. They got to check up. Pass behind Avery Tonneson and an icing call on the Otters. Otters just got to settle down a bit here. and just kind of make some of those easy plays, simplify the game here a little bit. Just be calm with that puck. Brindley Scholl will take the draw against McKenna Andreessen. Otters going to win the draw. Sent back behind the net. Kinsey Zender catches in her skates. Now behind the net. Shea Katzenmeyer. Andreessen will send it behind the net for Zender. Here's Kinsey with the puck now. Plays it to Brimhall. And an icing call on the Otters. A lot of icing calls here in the first period. Those officials are getting a workout. And so the face-off will come back in the Otter defensive zone. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against McKenna Andreessen. Hannah, one of the captains on this team, along with Rachel DeBrito. And the Otters are going to control the draw. Ashton Wohlers up the right side. Now to Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey backhands it into the corner. Puck back behind the net. Minnesota River trying to move it out. Now they'll do so. 3-on-2 possibility. Good hard back check, though, by Ashton Wohlers. There's a shot. A deflection up and out of play. Face-off will stay in the Otter defensive zone. 7:20 to play in the first period. Shots on goal, 8 for Minnesota River and 1 for Fergus Falls here in the first period. And the draw is going to be won by Minnesota River. Comes out to the point, played back along the half wall. There's Hayter with the puck, tried to drop it there. Hannah Johnson will scoop it up. But now Minnesota River gets it back. Aubrey Nelson defensively. Johnson comes in to help. And now Brindley Harris will come up with it. Here's Brindley, back behind her own goal. Over to DeBrito. Ashton Wohlers. Puck at neutral ice. So we just got to start controlling. Here comes Aubrey Nelson. She'll take it up the left side. Tried to go inside to the defenseman, number 9, Maren Swenson. Swenson back the other direction. Good takeaway, though, by Anna Sem. Had neutral ice. Looks like they were just about offsides. Trying to find the trailer there. Minnesota River tapped out of there by Ella Dirkman. Now Katie Bergman joins Dirkman and Anna Sem. Shea Katzenmeyer backhands it near side, but a good stick there by Von Bank, but the Bulldogs are going to be offsides. Again, Minnesota River, a conglomeration of towns around the St. Peter, Le Sueur area. Kleshut will take the draw here. Otter's going to win it. Good job there by Anna Sem. Here's Katie Bergman with the puck. Gives it back to Zender. Off the wall. And then Anna Sem will get it deep. Otter's third line will go to work. Ella Dirkman trying to get after it in front of the net. Puck down in the corner. They go D to D. Comes along the near boards. Kept in nicely there by Kenzie Zender. 5:56 to play in the first period. And we have no score in this one thus far. Puck over to the right side. Get it up a little higher. We can't see anything. Here comes Avery Tonneson. Avery back with it. Avery will circle it back the other direction. Avery with a full head of steam. Will send it in. Tonneson still on the puck with Brindley Scholl and Maddie Brimhall. Good job by Maddie getting in on her skate. Otters check back up, and they'll go on the forecheck. Brindley Scholl after it. Puck to the near side. Again, Isaac Vattenstall was talking about that are Viking keys to the game all out all the time. Otters playing hard here. Need to generate some offense. Maddie Brimhall. Tonneson taps it along the boards. Puck stays in. Scholl's going to get off. Hannah Johnson's going to jump on the ice. And here comes Minnesota River. Simonette. Good speed. Simonette. Good play by Rachel DeBrito. Sends it ahead. They get a tip on it. And sent back in. And Sem will grab it behind her own net. Pass ahead to Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will send it in, but not quite deep enough. Otters need to create a turnover here. Aubrey Nelson taps it. Could almost been a hand pass. Otters get a break there. Hannah Johnson with a good stick there. Hannah after it. Behind the net. Near side. Comes over to Aubrey Nelson. Out to the center of the ice. It's not a bad team here, this Minnesota River team. Played off the boards. Picked up there by Zender. Rings it off the boards, but it's picked up by the Bulldogs. Puck played into the near corner. It's going to be picked up there by Katzenmeyer. Shea will send it up along the boards, and it's picked up. Here's a 3-on-2. Aubrey Nelson drops it for Hannah Johnson. Hannah walks in. She's checked. Otters are going to get a power play. Interference or a checking call. So the Otters are going to go to the power play here. So Minnesota River to the box at 13:07. And they're going to call a body check on number 13, Claire Hathaway. Otter power play so far about 30%. And so Avery Tonneson, Brindley Scholl, Maddie Brimhall, Rachel DeBrito, and Hannah Johnson on. They've been kind of building from the defensive end out, and they've got some more work on the power play here. So let's get a look at it here. Here's Hannah with the puck on the near side. Tried to get over to Avery Tonneson. Comes over to the point, kept in by Hannah. Here's Hannah with the puck now. Along the near side. Walks in. Near side, still with it. Sends it down low to Scholl. Here's Brindley with the puck behind the net. Now to Brimhall. Brimhall with it. Backhands it there to Tonneson. Back out to DeBrito. Here's Rachel with the puck. Now to Hannah Johnson. Hannah with it. Out to Rachel. Locks and loads. A shot there. Save made. Rebound, and it goes through the slot to the near side. Good shot there. Good opportunity. Brindley Scholl comes in to help. Maddie Brimhall is in. And Minnesota River will keep, Hannah will keep it in. Here's Johnson with the puck. She'll settle the puck down on the near boards. Sends it to Scholl. Gets a good stick there. Picked up by Avery Tonneson. Otters will get it set back up again. Comes out to DeBrito. Now to Hannah. Hannah makes a move out high with a shot low on the ice. Pass in there. Kept in though. Now out. And the Bulldogs are going to clear the zone. 56 seconds left on the one-man advantage for Fergus Falls. Picked up by DeBrito. Drops it for Johnson. Here's Hannah with a puck. She'll skate it up at neutral. Full head of steam. Hannah will gain the zone. Here's Johnson with a puck. Out high. They'll get things set up. Drops it for DeBrito. Rachel with a puck out high. With a shot there. Save, rebound. Pops it into the slot. Rachel gets it back. Sends another one. Goal. Here's Aubrey Nelson down in the corner. Sends it out, but not hard enough. Tried to get it out, but it was picked off, and Hannah will come back after it. Here's Johnson with a puck now. Turns back to DeBrito. Rachel will skate it right side. 13 seconds on the one-man advantage. Let's get a shot here. Aubrey Nelson walks in. Aubrey down towards the corner. Puck hits the side of the goal. Wohlers comes in. So the Otters now with 4 shots on goal on that power play opportunity. No score in this one. And the Bulldogs are back at full strength. Good defensive play by Zender as Andreessen was bearing down on our goal. Minute 42 to play in the period. Goes over to the far side. Picked up by Wohlers. Puck comes out front. Otters turn it over again. There's a shot, and Sem makes the save. Good save that time by Sem. And so a good save that time by Anna Sem. KBRF. 1:32 to play in the first period. No score. Face off to the right of Anna Sem. Comes out to the point, near side. Shot there. Save right off the grill. That hit Ella Sem right in the grill there off the stick of Claire Hathaway. Puck picked up far side. Avery Tonneson. Good D. And it's kicked out of there by Scholl. Oh, and there's a collision. Just an inadvertent collision at neutral ice. And Minnesota are away with it. They got some players. Von Bank. Good defensive play by Kinsey Zender. Anna Sem is on. Puck back behind Ella Sem, her twin sister. Comes over to the far side and then sent the length of the ice. We'll get an icing call here on Fergus Falls. So an icing call on the Otters here with 47 seconds left. Face off be the right here of goaltender Ella Sem. Shots 10 for the Otters, 4 for Minnesota River. And here comes the face off. It's going to be 1, and it pops out Minnesota River at neutral ice. 40 seconds to go in the period. Played off the boards, and they send it in. That was Simonette. DeBrito behind the net. Rachel will pick it up. She'll go for a skate. Rachel with good speed. Here's a 3-on-2. DeBrito passes it to Anna Sem. Here's Sem with it into the high slot area. Picks it back up. Shot in traffic. Sem gets it. Shot blocked. Rachel DeBrito a backhand. That hits the side of the goal. Rachel's played D. She's played forward. She's done everything but drive the bus. Down low, DeBrito tips it through the crease. Good job. Comes out to neutral ice, and a good stick by Katie Berggren. Brindley Harris will settle the puck down. 3 seconds to go in the period. And that'll be the end of the first period of play. No score on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. And Minnesota River, they managed 10 shots on goal. The Otters 4. Both goalies are perfect. We'll take a break and come back with more on our Minnesota Motor period break. Minnesota Motor Company, located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Look, yeah. Here we're back here at the Fergus Falls Ice Arena as our Minnesota Motor period break begins right now. And again, a good first period of hockey here for Fergus Falls. 0-0 is our score. Can't ask for anything more about that. But the reality is we got to continue to generate some more offense. The Otters did have one power play opportunity, had a couple of chances on that, and generated some shots. And right now, the Otters putting 4 shots on senior goaltender Annika Mogli, and the Otters managing giving up 10 shots in that first period, and LSM has done a good job in goal. Both she and Olivia Juergens have traded places in goal here for Fergus Falls so far. Last night, the Lady Otters, or the Otter guys, lost to Minneapolis in a good game there. The score was 4-0. Kind of a back and forth affair, but Minneapolis with a really nice team. And Fergus Falls boys will take on St. Cloud next Tuesday. The Otter girls will take on Alexandria, I believe. So fun time of the year. Otter boys basketball team will open up against Moorhead on Tuesday. And between the second and third periods, we'll give you an update on our upcoming broadcast schedule. So looking forward to these next weeks ahead and leading up to the Christmas tournaments, as Fergus Falls will, the girls will go down to Farmington for a Christmas tournament this year, and the Otter boys will host a Christmas tournament here of their own here at the Maroon and Gold, or at our arena here. The Maroon and Gold Club will do a lot of the game duties during that Christmas tournament. We're going to take another timeout and come back with more. Zamboni's doing its work, getting things done, and we're going to pay some bills here. Come back after these words from our great sponsors of Otter Sports. Again, the Otters and the Bulldogs tied 0-0 the Park Region scoreboard. Park Region, service beyond the connection.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe, with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
Hey, we're back here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena between the first and second periods. And again, no score on the Park Region scoreboard. And it's been a better second half of the period for the Lady Otters. Kind of a little bit of a slow start to the game, but then kind of got their feet under them. And then Hannah Johnson drew a penalty, and the Otters went on the power play. And they seem to generate some offense, and likely you should, having a one-man advantage. But we'll see what the second period does here for the Otters. I think we'll have a good second period here. Want to tell you about Running Stitches, the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. And I had an opportunity to host a coaches show this morning. And we gave away a couple of those hats, those really nice hats made at Running Stitches. And, and again, our sincere sympathy and condolences to Craig and Sue Olson and the Olson family, as Craig's brother Jim passed away early this morning at 4 a.m. So Craig has been out there. So if you think about it, remember to pray for Craig and Sue and their family. And 8 days prior to that, Craig's sister-in-law Susan passed away as well. They both had cancer, so Craig's been out there helping his brother and sister-in-law. So continue to, our thoughts and prayers go out to Craig and Sue Olson and their entire family. Casey Fredrickson driving the Zamboni, doing a great job and getting the ice ready for the second period. And again, shots on goal, Minnesota River 10, Fergus Falls 4. The shots started out quite lopsided, and then Fergus Falls came and added to their shot total, especially on that power play. Otter boys 1-1 on the season. They opened up with a win over Marshall 7-1 down in Marshall and lost last night to a good Minneapolis team, which I think will be a top 3 in Section 2A. That Minneapolis team did graduate some players, but they kind of reloaded. They had their defensive core back, and they were runners-up in Section 2A. They lost to Orono last year, so a good hockey team. Take another break, and we'll come back with more on our Minnesota Motor period break. Right now the score is 0-0 after 1.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Hey, we're back here. And again, Lady Otters and the Minnesota River Bulldogs. And again, a bunch of schools. The bigger schools down there, I'd say, would be LeSueur, Henderson, and then also St. Peter. But they also involve La Crescent and Belle Plaine, Cleveland, the towns of Montgomery and Lonsdale. That's, I think they Twin United, something like that. That's called Twin City United. But, yeah, that's how their youth program is, too, with all those different schools together. And we see that a lot in hockey nowadays, and other schools co-operating with others, making sure people have an opportunity to play. And the game has really grown. There's no doubt about that. As we think about, years ago it would be Rochester and Mankato primarily, but all those outlying areas now, like a really good team lately has been Dodge County, team that the Otters played in the state tournament. Casson, Manderville area, Byron, and that whole entire part of the state. So, yeah, so the sport continues to grow. So we'll take one more break. We'll come back. We'll drop the puck here on period number 2.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
We're back here. Minnesota River is back out on the ice and getting loosened up here a bit. Otters will be back out momentarily. That concludes our Minnesota Motor period break. They'll sponsor our next break as well. And again, Fergus Falls set to come on the ice here in just a minute. And again, a good crowd on hand here this afternoon. And we'll have some broadcasts coming up in the next week here, and we'll talk about that on our period break between the second and third periods. The JV tied 2-2. Jordan Anderson stopped 10 of 12 shots she placed in goal. And can I see who scored for us in that one? I was gonna look at that JV score sheet there. And yeah, it was who was this? Claire Duffy scored, and then who was the other one here? That's, Arneson, yeah. Shayla Arneson and Claire Duffy getting the goals, so 2-2 in that one. Robbie Olson tells me the goal for football game is a snowball. And you can't hardly see the lines. Said he went out into the concession area, and there was a bunch of people there watching that, but you couldn't really see what was going on. So Otters are back out on the ice. We have officials. How about that new logo? Or we've had it for a while now, but kind of officially adopted. And the maroon and gold. We had the Vegas gold for a while as an official school color, but I think it's officially the maroon and gold we see now. And we are going to get period number 2 underway. The Otters are going to be moving to my right here in the second period. And Hannah Johnson, Aubrey Nelson, and Ashen Wohlers will face it off here against Simonette, Andreessen, and Portner. Face off. Going to be won here by Minnesota River. They'll gain the zone. Portner with it. Backhands it behind the near side of Simonette. They'll play it behind the net. Picked up by Andreessen. Out front to Portner. And it was behind her. It pops out to neutral ice where Gogarty retreats after it. Goes D to D to Weidert. She'll go back now, and the Minnesota River Bulldogs will bring it over the line. Shot there, missed left of the net, comes to the near side. Little push here by the Bulldogs to start this period out. Puck was reversed, but it comes to the Bulldogs in the near corner. With it is Andreessen. Puck out to neutral. Aubrey Nelson is going to scoop it up. Otters going to get really tough with their sticks. It's really be hard on pucks here. DeBrito will pick it up. Rachel will send it back to Harris. Here's Brindley with the puck now. Out to Ashen Wohlers. Near side. Wohlers. Backhands it. Far side. Otters will change. Near side pass. What is this? Hayter. Hayter gains his own with Von Bank. Picked up by Avery Tonneson. She goes through a traffic jam. Shot there on the short side. A tough angle and a save made there by LSM. So Shea Katzenmeyer and Kinsey Zender come out defensively. And Brindley Show will take the draw here against number 20, Mara Van Bank. And here comes the draw to the blocker side of LSM. There's a quick shot on goal. And, that shouldn't be a shot, though. That one wouldn't have went in. So it was, but they give it a shot. Yeah, see that we got to teach them that if it can't go in, it is not a shot. Been in a lot of different rinks with a lot of wild shot charts, but tough angles too down there when you're on the ice. Brindley Scholl after it in the corner along with Katzenmeyer, but winning the battle there is Winters. They center it through the slot, nobody home there, but Avery Tonneson will pick it up. Here's Avery with the puck, trying to move around the defenseman Hathaway. Now Kinsey Zender will pitchfork it forward, and then Maddie Brimhall sent it into the zone. Oz will get a change here. 15:04 to play in the second period. Anna Sim, Ella Dirkman, and Katie Bergman out for the Otters. Right side pass to Winters. She'll send that one in with that all-white stick. Kinsey Zender, headman pass. Good tip there by Katie Bergman. She'll go for a skate on the forecheck. Good hustle by her and Dirkman. Third line of the Otters. Comes to the near side. Out to the point. DeBrito winds. Fans on that one. It pops out to neutral ice. Picks up by Brindley Scholl. Back to the near side right below us here. Play carries on as Bergman on the back check steals the puck away. Gives it off to Brindley Scholl. Here's DeBrito. Left side pass to Ella Dirkman. Popped off her stick, but Ella comes in. Here's Dirkman. Backhand to Sam, and she couldn't get a stick on it. Good opportunity there for the Otters. Here's DeBrito. Good start to the second period for Fergus Falls. Aubrey Nelson will send it in. Hannah Johnson on along with Ashton Wohlers. Right side pass. Pass picked off. There comes out in front of the net. Hannah Johnson got a stick on it. Otters buzzing here now. Better start to this period. Hannah will pick this one off. Send it back, but not deep enough, and it's chipped out of there. We get an icing call there as number 5, Christina Cruz sends it the length of the ice. 13:44 to play in the second period. No score here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. And Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against McKenna Andreessen. Hannah wins the draw. Comes out to Katzenmeyer. We just got to start getting pucks on net. High slot area. Aubrey Nelson back out to Kinsey Zender. Pass down low in traffic. Puck there. Hannah Johnson had a stick on it, but it was poke checked away. We just got to start bombing from the points, huh? Andreessen with a nice move. Good defensive play by Katzenmeyer. Shea played soccer. You can see that good use of the feet. There's a shot left of the net. Pops to the near side. Ashton Wohlers along the boards there. And a puck played back in. Up the near side. Out to neutral ice. Good poke check that time by Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will send it in. Otters will get a change here with 13:02 to play in the second period. No score on the Park Region scoreboard. Brindley Schola's on, as is Maddie Brimhall. Here's Rachel DeBrito. Rachel down in the corner. Strong on her skates. Battle for it. In the corner. It's gotten colder in here. Good physical play there by Brindley Scholl. Battle for the puck. Otters battling. Brindley battle along the boards. Picked up by Avery Tonneson. Avery with a shot. Oh, and a blocker save. And another shot attempt there by Brindley Scholl. And Annika Mogley makes two big saves. It's gotten colder in here now. Where's your heater? I was talking about that in the football booth this year. I just got to let you know, Jason Marquette was kind enough to share his heater with me in the box. No, I'm just having fun. Robbie texted me then here and said, you need a better heater. No, thanks, Jason and Robbie. Puck behind the net. 12:14 to play in the second period. No score on the Park Region scoreboard. Katie Bergman battling there along with Anna Sem. Good job by the Otters in this period. Most of the play has been down in the Minnesota River D zone. Kinsey Zender back after it. Puck still in the Minnesota River zone. Controlled there by Winters. And then a block shot. Katie Bergman will gain the red line. She'll send it in. Otters will change. Aubrey Nelson jumps on. Puck down in the corner. Pops to the near side. And out with it. Here comes Van Bank up the right side. Good play there by Nelson on the back check. Aubrey Nelson with a good back check. Kinsey Zender, stretch the ice. Pass out. Here's Ashton Wohlers coming in on go. Ashton walks in, shot a backhand and just missed it. A good pass there by Zender, finding Ashton Wohlers. And the puck out at neutral ice. They'll gain the zone. Gogarty is offsides, so we'll bring it out to neutral ice. Good opportunity. Nice pass there. A good stretch pass. Kinsey Zender. And she finds Ashton Wohlers. A line change here as Maddie Brimhall, Brindley Scholl, and Avery Tonneson will come out for Fergus Falls. Face off, won by Minnesota River. They go D to D. Picked up into the zone, now tapped into the corner by Anna Sem. They'll play it behind the net. The Bulldogs will. Maddie Brimhall reverses it for DeBrito. Rachel with the puck, trying to get it around the boards to Tonneson. But a good play there by Simonette. Noelle Simonette's got 13 points. Pops out. Here's Maddie Brimhall. Loses the puck out at neutral ice. Andreasen back the other direction. She's a good player. Andreasen walks in. She's tied up by Tonneson. His first line is for Minnesota River is pretty good. Puck into the high slot area. Tap over to the near side. Shot there over the top of the net by Noelle Simonette. Brindley Scholl taps it off the boards. Trying to get it ahead. There's Avery Tonneson. Avery sent out to neutral ice. Brindley Scholl will pick it up. Brindley Harris, pardon me. Harris with it. Puck over neutral. Here comes Anna Sem. Katie Bergman, she'll crash the net. Here's Katie down the corner, out to the point to DeBrito. D to D it goes. Katzenmeyer sends one. That hits traffic. Shot there by Ella Dirkman side of the net. Good job by the Otter third line here. And here comes Van Bank. Van Bank Up the left side, probably Von Bank. She'll get it back. Puck is on the near half wall. Otters got to settle it down here and move it out. Katie Berggren at neutral ice. Von Bank back with it. No call. That could have been a trip. Could have been a trip. Head coach Dustin Swenson of the Minnesota River Bulldogs kind of his hands in the air. Not a big protest, though. Puck behind the net. Here's Anna Sem with a puck now. Anna's going to go for a skate out at neutral ice. Anna will gain the zone. Center on goal. Blocker save made. Aubrey Nelson is on. Hannah Johnson is on. Brindley Harris defensively. Puck out to neutral ice. Zender try to send it off the boards. And seeing a little more fire in the Otter team here in this second period. Shots 13-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. So Hannah Johnson will take the draw right below us here. Aubrey Nelson on her left. Ashton Wohlers on her right. Brindley Harris and Rachel DeBrito defensively. Draw is going to be won by the Otters. They'll send it over the line, but it's picked up there defensively by Weidert. Here's Harris with a puck now. Mishandled the puck. Goes back down in the Otter zone. Hannah Johnson will hustle back after it along with DeBrito, but it's to be picked up there by the Bulldogs. Shot there. Missed left of the net. Comes out to Wohlers. Try to get it to Hannah Johnson. That was picked off. Otters got to take care of the puck here. Here's DeBrito. Here's DeBrito at center ice. DeBrito with good speed will gain the zone. Rachel had it poke checked away from her. Puck over in the far corner. Sent out to neutral ice. And we're going to get an icing call here against the Bulldogs. And they'll bring it back into the Otter offensive zone. Better start to the second period here for Fergus Falls. Face-off will be to the blocker side of Annika Mogley. Brindley Scholl will take the draw here against McKenna Andreessen. Draw is won here by Minnesota River. They'll ring the boards to the near side to Simonette. And here comes the Bulldogs. Here's Portner. Had it poke checked away by Maddie Brimhall. Good job by Maddie. Zender will tap it to Avery Tonneson. Avery tried to go over to Brindley Scholl. Here's Scholl. She'll gain the red line. Sends it, but not deep enough. We seem to give the puck away fairly easily. Otters got to check back up. They should have called it offsides there. Should have had a whistle. Good poke check by Avery Tonneson. There's a shot in on LSM. She'll direct that one into the corner. And it's picked up here by Shea Katzenmeyer. Little circle move there and clears the zone. Puck out to neutral. Katie Berggren will send it in and go on the forecheck. She's played a good game here today. Katie's skating hard. Pins her player up the board. She's a senior, plays a physical game. Comes out to Harris. Brindley will send it back below the goal line. Ella Dirkman doing a good job. Ella down in the corner with it. Looking out front, tried to set along this far side. And the goaltender, Mogley, will make the save. Number 13, Claire Hathaway, the defenseman, just kind of tapped the puck back to her goaltender. And Mogley got on top of it. Face off to the glove side here of senior goaltender Annika Mogley. Here comes the draw. It's going to be won by Minnesota River. Defensive corner move by Gogarty out to the wing near side. Brindley Harris tried to hold his own. And here comes Minnesota River. Up the left side, Hayter taking off the puck. Some good physical play there down in the corner. Puck behind the net, picked up by Brindley Harris. Brindley to Ella Dirkman. She stopped there defensively. By number 25, that's Weidert. There's a shot into the slot. Fanned on it. There was Von Bank. Now Von Bank the other direction. Makes a move. Von Bank. Shot on. Missed just to the left side of the net. Puck to the near side. They reverse it. And Harris will hustle after it. Brindley Harris over on the far boards. And Ashton Wohlers will pick it up. And here comes Wohlers. Up the right side. Wohlers will gain the zone. Ashland coming in on goal. Backhand. Where's the puck? It's at the side of the net. And the Johnson will pick it up. Hannah below the goal line. Sends it back behind the net. Ashton Wohler's really moving here, and her and Hannah Johnson buzzing on the forecheck. Hannah will come up with a puck. Here's Hannah with it. Over to Ashton. Ashton. Now Wohlers below the goal line. Sends it out front. Comes into the slot. And goaltender Mogley will get on top of that one. So a good shift there and better second period here. My hands are getting cold. No, that's okay. I'm okay. Oh, there we go. Where's the hot dogs? No, I'm right by the heater. We're good. We're good. Face off. Won by the Otters. Now controlled. Robbie Olson has now put the heater up on the table. I'm not that wimpy, Robbie. Wow. It's like being in a sauna here. Oh, and then Maddie Brimhall sends it forward into the Otter zone. Thank you. You can put it back now. I got my coat off now. No, having a little fun up here. Oh, here comes a 2-on-0, but an offsides call there as they went rink wide. And number 19, McKenna Andreessen, steps offsides. So no score. We had 5:07 left in the second period. Shots are 15-9 now, so the Otters tightening things up a bit here. Otters win the draw. Brindley Harris will go back in her own end behind the goal line there. And the puck comes to the near side. Avery Tonneson trying to get after it. Comes out to the point. Controlled there by Hathaway. Along the near half wall. Minnesota River on the attack. Down below the goal line here is Portner. Portner tried to get it out. And a good defensive play by Maddie Brimhall. She'll ring it off the boards. It's kicked and kept back in. Otters got to move their feet, just not slap their sticks here. There's a shot there, blocked nicely by Rachel DeBrito. Rachel trying to move it out and does so. Here's DeBrito. She's got Avery Tonneson. Rachel's going to gain the zone. Rachel with the puck. Tied up in the corner, a battle for it there. And a little stick work, both DeBrito and Martin Swenson. I like Rachel's having a really good game. No score. We got 4:19 to play in the second period. Anna Sim will take the draw here against Von Bank. Von Bank behind her own goaltender Mogley. Over to the far side. Comes out to neutral ice. Kenzie Zender is there. Here's Kinsey. She'll circle it back the other direction. Again, Kinsey is a sophomore. Katie Berggren. Back to Katzenmeyer. Here's Shea. Takes a good look. Gives it off to Anna Sim. Anna Sim at neutral ice will gain the zone. Drops it there for Berggren. Out to the point to Katzenmeyer. Let's let one fly here. Zender low on the ice. Puck in the corner. Katie Berggren is there. Bothered by a couple Bulldogs. Kept in by Zender. Zender sends a shot on. Mogley sends it over to the near corner. Far corner, pardon me. Puck kept in here by the Otters. There's a quick shot there by Ella Dirkman. She'll get off. Anna Sim and Hannah Johnson come on. Brindley Harris joins the party as well. Puck in the near corner. Otters with some good pressure here. Here's Hannah Johnson. Kicks it in her feet. Picked up by Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey, we got to put pucks on net. Brindley Harris, near side. Backhands it down into the corner. Otters got to get shots on net here. 15-10 now that they've tightened up the shots. Good job by DeBrito. Picked up by Hannah Johnson. She'll circle back the other direction. High slot area. Aubrey Nelson. Shot there. Oh, and it missed just to the right side of the net. And the Bulldogs are going to ice the puck. And so a good period. Some good pressure here by Fergus Falls. 2:46 to play in the second period. No score here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Can Minnesota River beat East Grand Forks last night 4-2 up at the East Grand Forks Civic Arena. Face-off won by Fergus Falls. Here's Maddie Brimhall. Comes out to Zender, back to Maddie. Along the near board, sends it down in the corner. Over to the far side now, and it's going to be picked up there by Portner. Portner will play it out, and Kinsey Zender is going to have to hustle after it. Good job by sophomore defender Kinsey Zender. They just throw it out into the crease. It's picked up by Scholl. Here's Brindley Scholl. She'll gain the line. Gets in that scoring area, but a nice poke check there. Maddie Brimhall hustling back after it. And it's sent out by Minnesota River. 2:10 to play here in the second period. 0-0 is our score. Scholl will gain the zone. Passes it to Tonneson. Here's Avery now in the corner. Oh, my! She's boarded badly in the corner there. Yeah, she was hit hard there. And let's see what they're going to call here. That could it be a boarding call? And again, and so Otters get a power play opportunity. Refs are talking about here if they're going to. It would be nice. And that was a pretty vicious one. Boarding call. Let's go. I'm going to hold my 5 hand up here 5 minutes when the officials are looking up here. Little conference. So Minnesota River to the box. And that is number 13, Claire Hathaway. Body check. Time of the penalty is going to be at 15:04 of the period. So the Otters are going to get a power play opportunity here. Otters are going to keep it in. Here's Aubrey Nelson with it now. High slot area for DeBrito. Slap shot. Tip kicked forward by Hannah Johnson. And goaltender Mogley is on top of that one. So a body check there against Claire Hathaway. 1:44 to play here in the second period here on the Ottertail Telecom scoreboard. Pops out to DeBrito. Low on the ice. Bouncing puck. Controlled there by Minnesota River. Kept in nicely by DeBrito. Rached hard on the puck here. Into the corner it goes. Rachel's battling there. In comes Aubrey Nelson. Played back behind the net. Hannah Johnson will come in after it. Try to get a stick on it. Hannah picks it up. Let's go score one. Here's Hannah Johnson walking in. High slot area. Shot and a save made. Wohlers taps it over on the side of the goal. Puck behind the net. All right, we got 2 Otters there. Let's spread out. We got time here. Settle it down. Hannah Johnson on the near half wall. Brings it out now to Rachel DeBrito. Went for the one-timer. It kind of popped off her stick. That's going to pop out. The Otters have to reset. 1 minute to play here in the period. Here comes Katz. Katzenmeyer will gain the zone. Out to DeBrito. DeBrito with a shot and a glove save. 53 seconds to go here in the one-man advantage for Fergus Falls. Otters 0 for 2 or 0 for 1 thus far on the power play. And Brindley Scholl, Maddie Brimhall, Avery Tonneson, Brindley Harris, and Kinsey Zender. Otters going to win the draw. Out to Zender. Zender sends a shot. That's going to be blocked. Now to Maddie Brimhall. Brimhall behind the net. They'll ring the near boards. Brindley Harris will go back after it. Send it back behind the net. Picked up by Maddie Brimhall. Brindley Harris. Now Avery Tonneson. Let's get one here. Now to Zender. Zender sends a shot on, and the save is made here. 22.5 seconds to go here. And the one-man advantage for Fergus Falls here. Brindley Scholl to take the draw here for Fergus Falls. And the Otters will hold it in. 18 seconds to go in the period. Avery Tonneson battling on the near half wall. And it pops out. They'll clear it. That'll probably do it here. Zender will hustle back after it. 5 seconds to go in the period. Just leave it there. And that is the end of the period, the end of the second period. 0-0 after 17 minutes, 0-0 after 34. Otters will start with 4 seconds on the power play, but a better period of hockey that period for the Otters. They've tightened the shots up now. 15 shots on Anna Sim. She's made all 15 shots. Fergus Falls has put 14 shots on Annika Mogley. And that's the way things stand here right now. We'll take a break and come back with our Minnesota Motor period break after this timeout.
The Chevy Red Tag sales event has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. You can take advantage of savings of up to $10,000 on the Chevy Silverado or great financing offers like 2.9% APR for 72 months. Contact the sales team at Minnesota Motor Company for details. Customer must take delivery by December 1st. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Welcome back to the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. I was going to do a scoring summary, but we don't have any right now. It's no score after 34 minutes of play. Been a really a good physical, tough battle here, good goaltending. But either team has been able to put one in the back of the net here. We want the Maroon and Gold to be the first ones to do that. But a much better penalty, or a much better period for the Otters that time. This time the Otters outshoot Minnesota River 10-5 in the second period. In the first period, it was Minnesota River outshooting the Otters 10-4. So a lot better period for the Otters here. They're getting their feet under them and really getting after it here. And again, the Otters are 2-2, looking for their third victory of the season. Coming up on our broadcast schedule, on KJ Country, Bob Roars will have the call of the Border West Central girls basketball game on Monday night. And then Tuesday night, Matt Johnson and his Otter boys basketball team will open their season and host the Moorhead Spuds. That's a 5:45 start, 5:30 pregame show. And then the girls will play after against Sartell, and that's both those games on KBRF with Bob Roars. Also have one other basketball game that night, Jason Retzlaff with the call of the Underwood Hillcrest game. And I was mentioning all of our announcers this morning, and Jason, if you're listening, I forgot to mention you this morning on the coaches show, but you do an awesome job, and it was really fun listening to Jason call the Hillcrest football state championship game, where the Comets came up a little short in that one, 46-22. Our next hockey broadcast will be Otter boys hosting the River Lake Stars, and that'll be next or Thursday, December 4th. Man, it's hard to believe that we're into that we are into December coming up here on Monday. But I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and I know we did. And I want to give a shout out to my mom. My dad passed away on November 7th, and we had his funeral. And my mom is an avid listener, as are many of our grandparents. We probably have some listeners up in Fosston, some in North Dakota, Aubrey Nelson and Rachel DeBrito's grandparents. And I know when Brooke Zierden is back in the lineup, her grandparents will listen often. I could name some others too, but just a shout out to those. And shout out to Amber Hovland, who does a great job in the activities office with Derek Abrams, as just look at the social media things and the programs and organizing game sites and that. And I know Amber was especially busy when the Otter girls were at the state tennis meet, we had playoff football and things going on back here at Otter Stadium. So it takes a lot of people to keep everything going. 0-0 is our score after 34 minutes of play. We'll come back after this break with more Otter hockey here on AM 1250, also streaming on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF Radio YouTube channel.
The Chevy Red Tag sales event has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. You can take advantage of savings of up to $10,000 on the Chevy Silverado or great financing offers like 2.9% APR for 72 months. Contact the sales team at Minnesota Motor Company for details. Customer must take delivery by December 1st. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hey, we're back here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena, and the Otters will start the third period with a very, very brief power play, but 4 seconds. But if you win a draw and there's one less defender out there, it gives you the upper hand and advantage at that. But the Otters 0 for 1 in that power play opportunity in the first period, and number 13, Claire Hathaway, went in the box for a body check, and so just 4 seconds left in that penalty to Hathaway. Again, Minnesota River 4-1-1 on the season, and they beat East Grand Forks last night. Talked to their coach Dustin Swenson before the game. They stayed in Fargo last night, and they'll make the trip back home here a little bit later on. Again, the Lady Otters will be participating in the tournament down in Hastings during Christmas time. So they'll head down there over Christmas break, and that is at Schmitz Mackey Arena. And so we'll look forward to those games right after Christmas and right around the New Year's Eve time. So the Otter boys will host their Christmas tournament here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. And that's an awesome opportunity to come out and watch some Otter hockey. And I know the Maroon and Gold Club, the parents and different things, do a lot with hosting and ticket sales and some of the security things and provide food for the visiting teams. And it's really a great event. The Otter boys are 1-1 on the season. They'll take on St. Cloud down at the MAC on Tuesday. They lost against a good Minneapolis team last night by a score of 4-0. So it's 4-0 in that one. Great time of the year, though, as college football starts to wind down. And, what keeps going here for a bit yet, but seasons change. And I know for the ice fishermen out there, they're hoping for some cold nights to make some good ice. But, once we got some snow now, it might as well just be a little colder, huh? But hasn't been too bad so far. The Otters again with a good second period and putting 10 shots on goaltender Annika Mogley. And Monica, she's made all the saves so far. And same thing with LSM. She stopped all 15 shots that she has faced. But the Otters outshot Minnesota River 10-5 in that period. So a good period of hockey for the Otters in that second period. So we look forward to the third period. It's going to get going in just a bit. We'll take another break and come back with some more here on our Minnesota Motor period break. Minnesota Motor, located on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. Right now it's 0-0 after 2 periods of play.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Between muddy roads and dusty drives, your car takes a beating. Keep it shining with an unlimited car wash membership at Splash Express. Upgrade to the Platinum for a rust inhibitor, hot wax, and ceramic coating in one bundle. Stop by Splash Express next to Premier Meats in Fergus Falls.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
We're back at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. I got my granddaughter Lillian with me, taking in some hockey, watching her Aunt Hannah play. Isn't that fun? So 0-0 is our score, and hopefully Hannah can pop a goal here in the third period. But our daughter Taylor and husband Jack moved back from Bloomington, and really fun to have you at the game, isn't it? So it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, so looking forward to this third period here. Again, the Otters had a really good period, and there you go, Taylor. Out shooting the Minnesota River 10-5. We outshot them in that period, so we did have a power play, too, and just get pucks on net. What does Wayne Gretzky say? 100% of the shots you don't take don't go in. So, and you got to be, smart about that, too, but just got to make plays like that. So, Minnesota Rivers get the set to come on. Otters will be back out on the ice. We'll take one more short break, and we'll drop the puck here on period number 3.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Hey, we're back here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. The ice is setting up. The officials are coming onto the ice, and both teams will be back out here shortly. I would give a scoring summary, but we don't have one. But JV today, they tie 2-2. They outshot Minnesota River 30-12, and Jordan Anderson stopped 12 of 14. And the combined goaltenders for Minnesota River stopped 28 of 30. And kind of fun to see Arneson and Duffy getting in the scoring column here for Fergus Falls. And good game for the Otter girls. 2-2. You don't see a lot of JV scores like that at 2-2. Yeah, it was overtime. We went overtime against Sartell as well. Franzen tied it up with like 5 seconds left in the game. It was kind of exciting. Those JV games get awfully exciting too. It's a ton of fun. Hey, I want to tell you about Running Stitches. They are the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. That concludes our Minnesota Motor period break. Otters are back on the ice. And we're excited to get this third period underway. We're all tied up 0-0 here on the Park Region scoreboard. A lot of activity here at the rink. Today, as always, youth games going on the Satellite Arena. There'll be some more games probably played here yet today. Yeah, the Otter boys played last night, their home opener, losing by a score of 4-0 to Minneapolis. And again, the Otters still waiting for Brooke Zierden to get healthy. She'll be a welcome addition back here on the Otter team. And I want to give a shout out to Ava Thompson and Cameron Ridmeyer, the managers of the Otters, and doing a great job. And Atlee Scholl has had an injury as well, too. And so these things do happen. So Otters will start here with a 4-second one-man advantage. It'll probably be of no consequence with the face-off at center ice, but you just never know. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against McKenna Andreessen. Otters win the draw. There you go, D to D. And Minnesota River's back at full strength. Brindley Harris drops it for Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will go down into the corner. Sends it out front, looking for Ashton Wohlers coming across the crease. Puck out of the zone now comes Minnesota River. Here comes Andreessen. She'll gain the zone. Drops it, but too far. Tap forward. Here comes Hannah Johnson. Got Wohlers on her left. Hannah will gain the zone. Scoops it back up along the near board. She'll backhand it into the corner. She'll get off. Aubrey Nelson will get off as well. Maddie Brimhall is on. She had a game-tying goal against Sartell. And Maddie picks one off. Here's Brimhall to Wohlers. Shot and a save. A great play, though, there by battery might be dead or something. I don't know. So a nice play that time by Maddie Brimhall to pick off that pass. And we lost our second camera here right now. And so puck played over to the far side. Apologize for those watching our video. What? Where? Right here? And is that right here? Okay, let's see here. All right. Having a little trouble here with our video here. Puck played out to neutral ice. We'll keep the audio going here. Sent back in by Brimhall. On comes Anna Sem. And here comes Brindley Harris. She had it poke checked away from her. Happened last night. We had to start and stop the stream again, I think it was. Stopped it and then started it. Just leave it be now. So again, we have no video right now, and apologize, but for our radio listeners, you can still listen to the audio here. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here for Fergus Falls here against number 6, Pleshut. Otters are going to win the draw. They'll send it to the zone. Otters now take the shot advantage, 16-15. And here comes Minnesota River. Rachel DeBrito stops that one up. Ashton Wohlers taps it forward to the near side. And that could have been a slash there as Aubrey Nelson's stick comes pass down to the corner. Aubrey's stick, you can hear that country mile away. Now to the near side. Here's Brindley Harris. Walks in, puts a shot on. That's going to be blocked. Brindley on her knees. Puck loose there. And Minnesota River will skate it out. Here's a 2-on-1. Could be dangerous. Here's Andreessen walking up. Back door. And a pass over Andreessen. Couldn't handle it. And here comes Aubrey Nelson. She'll play it in. Otters are going to change here. And we got an icing call here. That was a 2-on-1 and an opportunity. And an icing call. Yeah, they were having a little trouble with that cable yesterday. All right, we got our picture back, so thank you. Thanks to Don Katzenmeyer. He sent me a text as well. Appreciate Don watching and listening. Granddaughter Shea doing a great job. He's a big hockey fan. I appreciate that. Puck comes into the corner. Tap to the near side. Maddie Brimhall tries to move it out. Picked off to Andreessen. Walks in. Shot save made by LSM. What a play by Sem. And here comes Brindley Scholl. Brindley up the right side. She'll gain the zone. Sent behind the net. Picked up defensively there by Weidert. Comes out to neutral ice. And here's another opportunity. Up the right side. Portner walks in. Portner in traffic. Sent over to the corner. Good physical play there by Maddie Brimhall. If they're going to let them play, we got to match the physicality. I think that's just Maddie's strong. Just made a good defensive play. There's a shot in on LSM. And it was wide of the goal, but Ellis scooped it up. And we'll get a face-off to Ella's glove side here with 13-12 to go in the game. And we have no score, 0-0. Ella Dirkman plays it forward, comes out towards neutral ice. Katie Bergman battling in front of the outer bench. Tapped out of the by Ella Dirkman. And played back into the outer defensive zone. Brindley Harris will skate it over the line. Send one into the far corner. Katie Bergman will hustle after it again with Dirkman. Good play by Katie Bergman. Puck comes over to the near side. And here is a backhand there by Ella Dirkman, but it's picked up the other direction. Here's Maren Swenson. Swenson will gain the line. Swenson outside the dot. Centers it. Nobody home there. She was looking for Hayter on the back door. Picked up by DeBrito. Rachel behind the net. Near side, Aubrey Nelson tried to tap it forward. Aubrey's going to try to pick it up and move it forward. Swenson with a shot there. That's left of the net. Comes around the near half wall. Sent behind the net to the near side. Aubrey Nelson's going to pick it up. Here's Aubrey. Aubrey up the left side. She'll gain the zone. She'll chip it in. And Hannah Johnson will go on the forecheck along with Wohlers. Puck out to the near side. Kinsey Zender. Puck out at neutral. Otters need to get a turnover here and capitalize it. Good poke check by Hannah Johnson. Katzenmeyer with a nice circle the other direction. Katz will go back the other direction through traffic. A lot of play on neutral ice here right now. Over the line. Shot there, blocked nicely by Katzenmeyer. Johnson will pick it up. Hannah, pass over to Ashton Wohlers. Ashton up the right side. Makes a move through traffic. Had Maddie Brimhall in the slot. Pops out to neutral ice. No score in this one. Shots 17-16 in favor of the Minnesota River Bulldogs. Here's a poke check by Simonette. Simonette walking in. Shot there. And a good stick by Zender as that one went up and out of play. So good job there by Zender getting a stick on that one. Sticks on the ice. It's amazing. Just think you put all those long sticks out there and you have no room to pass. Well, that was a good play. So many kids play like this. I shouldn't be coaching up here. I don't know nothing about how, off the face-off, near side pass. Shot there through traffic, comes out of the slot. Backhand over the top of the net as Portner had an open net there. And that one goes over the top of the net. A little push here now by Minnesota River. DeBrito comes in and ties them up defensively. Rachel so strong on her skates. Good speed. And here comes Brindley Scholl. Brindley will gain the zone. Walks in, drops it for Berggren. Katie sends one towards the net. It hit a Minnesota River stick, and it goes up and out of play. It goes into the goalie's glove. So both goaltenders have been perfect here in this one. Who's going to get that first goal? I think it's going to be the Mernon goal. It'll be a big one. Yeah, we've played, almost 40 minutes here with no goal. Otters on the draw. It's going to be won by Minnesota River. Otters are going to keep some pressure on over the wing. Picked up by Hannah Johnson at neutral ice. Hannah in front of her own bench, sends it out to Wohlers. Wohlers, head man to Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey has people going to the net. Aubrey out to DeBrito. Shot there. Oh, and a miss left of the net. Good hard shot by Rachel DeBrito with traffic out in front. Played back into the corner. Ashton Wohlers on the forecheck along with Aubrey Nelson. 0-0 is our score. Puck over to the far side. Good job by Wohlers getting the stick there of number 22, Hayter. Pass picked off by Nelson. Aubrey battling there. Good anticipation by Aubrey. Now played back, and Rachel DeBrito go back after it. Brindley Harris. Wohlers over the line. Near side pass. Pops out to neutral ice. Aubrey Nelson is after it. Let's go north-south here. Here we go. D to D it goes. Oh, Kenzie Zinner tried to move it forward, but kind of fanned on the pass. Driven into the outer zone. Picked up by Zender. Here's Kinsey with it now. Puck pops out. Back behind the goal line, 9:26 to play. Hannah Johnson will come in along with Shea Katzenmeyer, who's going to come out with a puck. Avery Tonneson in to join the party. Puck out front. Shot and a goal. Otters turn it over, and Minnesota River scores. And the time of this goal comes at 7:44 of the period. And it is the 6th of the year on a turnover, and it is Macy Portner. Should be an unassisted goal. 1-0 Minnesota River. Off the face-off. I guess there is an assist on that. And one assist is going to go to, she's not even playing, I don't believe. She's a goalie. There's a shot on LSM. I think it was unassisted, but so 8:58 left to go in the hockey game. 1-0 Minnesota River. 6th of the year for Macy Portner. Here comes the draw. And a sim. It's going to be won by Minnesota River. Now they'll play it the other direction. And here comes the Otters the other direction. Here's Ella Dirkman. Simonette with the assist on the Portner goal. Puck picked up here now by DeBrito. She'll send it on. Anna Sim trying to battle after it. And away with the puck comes Andreessen. Good back check there by Aubrey Nelson. And on comes Hannah Johnson and Ashton Wohlers. Puck picked up by Katzenmeyer. Katzenmeyer is going to gain the line. Shea putting some pressure on the Minnesota River defense. Pass. Oh, and here comes a breakaway opportunity. Zender took a chance. Walking in, shot, missed wide right of the net. Good back check till Kenzie gets back after it. Puck over to the far side. Ashton Wohlers after it. She'll play it in over the line. She's taken down. Yeah, we got a penalty. The Otters are going to get a power play. The referee in the back called it. And so Minnesota River will go to the box. That's going to be a body check. Time of the penalty comes at 9:12 of the period. Otters going to get a power play opportunity. Shots are 21-16 in favor of Minnesota River. So Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against Simonette. Hannah's going to win the draw. Comes out to DeBrito. Here's Rachel. High slot area. Sends one on goal. And then it's cleared out of there. Back into the outer zone. DeBrito will go back after it. Rachel. Off to Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey will carry it in and circle it back out. Now DeBrito. She'll gain the zone. She'll walk it into the high slot. There's Rachel with it. Drops it there for Aubrey Nelson. Had it poke checked away. Let's pass. Here's Hannah Johnson on the near half wall. Sends it back out to Katz. Katzenmeyer back to Hannah. Hannah walks in. Out to DeBrito. One-timer. Fanned on it. And then they'll clear the puck. 1:17 left in the power play here for the Otters. Trailing 1-0 here. Pass out to Hannah. She'll pick it up and skate it up. Here's Johnson. She'll gain the line. Entry there. Hannah on the far half wall. Walks in high slot. Let's let one fire here. Let's shoot the puck. Here's Hannah with it on the near half wall. Walking in traffic. Hannah comes inside there. Puck comes out near side. DeBrito will keep it in. Rachel winds. There's a shot. Aubrey Nelson. Hannah Johnson's going to pick it up. And the Otters are going to get a penalty. We have got to shoot that puck. And Nelson's going to pick up a penalty here. It'll go 4-on-4 here now. So Aubrey Nelson with a penalty at 10:32 of the period. A tripping call. So we'll play 4-on-4. And Avery Tonneson and Maddie Brimhall will come onto the ice for the Otters. Face-off won by Minnesota River, so 4-on-4 hockey. Kicked into the zone. Tonneson's going to go after it hard. And they'll reverse it back to their side to Gogarty. Tonneson battling there with Gogarty. Avery's going to try to get the puck back. Good stick by Avery. Good strong work along the boards. Comes out to Maddie Brimhall, but it's picked up by Brindley Harris to the right side to Zender. On the boards, picked up by Andreessen. Andreessen, he's got good speed. Andreessen comes in on goal, and Anna Sem will go out and make the call there. Little pushing and shoving going on. Love to see the Otter boys down there cheering on the girls. And Brindley Scholl and Ashton Wohlers come on the kill along with Katzenmeyer and DeBrito. 1-0 in favor of Minnesota River here with 5:50 to play off the face-off. Won by the Otters. And Minnesota River's at full strength. They'll send it forward. And again, they'll clear it down. 1:14 left in the penalty to Aubrey Nelson. Just hold it against the boards. Ashton Wohlers along the near boards. Sent back, and now back. Here's a breakaway opportunity, but DeBrito's going to get back along with Katzenmeyer. Walking in behind the net. Andreessen with a puck. Pardon me, that is Portner. Quick shot there, blocked nicely by DeBrito. And then cleared out of there nicely by DeBrito and Wohlers. Good job by DeBrito blocking that one. Wohlers comes off, Johnson comes on. Von Bank gains his own, walks in. Shot over the top of the net. And then a rebound shot comes in on Anna Sem. DeBrito comes in to clear things out. Puck still loose there, and Sem gets on top of it. Good job by Rachel coming in to help her goalie there. As the Otters need to kill off another 30 seconds here of this penalty. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against McKenna Andreessen. Won by Minnesota River. They go D to D. Near side. Backdoor. Shot through the slot there. Looking for somebody at the back door. Picked up there defensively by Simonette. Simonette behind the goal. Far side to Portner. Down to Simonette. Looking for somebody out front. And it goes through the crease there. That should just about do it here. As Aubrey Nelson set to get out of the box. In 3 and 2. 1, and she is out. We're back to full strength. Portner behind the goal line. Still with the puck. Drop pass behind the goal. Out to the near side. Pops out of the zone. Aubrey Nelson after it. They played over to the far side. Otters now trying to move it ahead. Stretch the ice here a little bit. Puck picked up by Zender. Over to Aubrey Nelson. Aubrey at neutral. Hannah Johnson will send it deep. Aubrey's going to go on the forecheck along with Wohlers. Puck behind the net. Need somebody in this. Out of the far corner. Von Bank with a power turn. Tries to clear it to the near side. Harris is going to keep it in. Harris battling on the near half wall. Puck right by the blue line. It's dug out of there by Gogarty. Gogarty the other direction. 1-0 in favor of Minnesota River. Aubrey Nelson after it. Picked up by Hannah Johnson. Hannah will circle it back. Still with the puck. Hannah will skate it up the left side. Gets it in over the line, but it's going to be picked up here now. Away with it is Piper Winters. She loses it. Maddie Brimhall with a free pass. Maddie out of the zone. Going to carry it over the line. Brimhall walks in. Shot there to blocker save made. A good hard shot though by Maddie. Comes over to the far side. 3:02 to play. Comes out to Zender. Zender sends along the boards. 2:56 to play. We'll keep an eye on goaltender Ella Sem. Katie Berggren comes out. And here comes a 2-on-2, 2v2. Up the left side, Andreasen down the corner, sends it out front. Nobody home there but Avery Tonneson. Here comes Avery. Up the right side, junior, right winger. Avery along the near boards. She'll walk it back out. She's got a good hard shot. Drops it for DeBrito. Rachel fanned on that. Picked up by Brindley Scholl. She'll send one low on the ice, and it's kicked over to the near corner by Mogley, the goaltender. Bulldogs will move it out. They get a clean exit out of their own end. 2:20 to play. Otters trail 1-0. Over the line, coming in on goal. Shot and a save made, and a lot of action there. And we got everybody climbing. Good job, Katie Berggren, flying into the net. Along with Simonette. Came in hard on LSM. It's one thing if you're pushed into the goaltender, but it's another thing if you run the goalie. And I think that was all coincidental contact. Shots 24 for Minnesota River, 18 for the Otters. Left. 1-0 is the score here. We got 2:13 to play, and we're going to get a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Lake Region Healthcare. We'll be back right after this. 1-0 Minnesota River.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Again, our timeout brought to you by Lake Region Healthcare. The score 1-0 in favor of Minnesota River. And as did the Otters take that timeout there? Yep. So with 2:13 to play, head coach Isaac Vonstall just wants to talk things over and be prepared to see what happens if we win the draw. It's 1-0. It's hard to know. I'm waiting till the last minute. But we shall see. Great crowd here for some matinee hockey. JV tied 2-2, and the Otter girls trail here by a score of 1-0 here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. A good battle going on here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. Nice crowd on hand here this afternoon as well. All right, officials say it's time to break the huddles on the benches. We're going to face off to the right to the blocker side of senior goaltender LSM. So face-off will be in the Otter defensive zone. 2:13 to play here in the hockey game. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against Mara Von Bank. Played back behind the net. Picked up by Minnesota River. Over to the far side. Ashton Wohler sends it out towards neutral ice and sent back in deep by Kelsey Weidert. Near side, Aubrey Nelson. Along there, half wall, she'll accelerate there. Aubrey staying on the puck here, comes out to neutral ice, just about picked off by Johnson. Now to Brito. Will skate it. She'll send it, hit Hannah. Otters will keep the forecheck on. Wohlers, now it's going to be pitchforked out of there, but it's no icing here. Andreessen behind the net. Pass there picked off by DeBrito. Here's Rachel. Pass to Aubrey Nelson on the left side. Aubrey gains his own. Walks in, sends a shot on. Blocker save there. Puck comes out to Hannah Johnson in front of that. Backhand save. Oh! Hannah picked it off the half wall and put a shot on. Oh, I thought we were going to get one there. Save made by goaltender Annika Mogley. Johnson will take the draw here. Minute 21 to play. Wohlers with the puck. Sends one on. Johnson out in front of the net. Comes out, kept in by DeBrito. Rachel sent it back deep. Otters got to get pucks on net here. Battle there. Comes down to Johnson in the corner. Hannah with a puck. Comes out to the point. Kept in, though. Kicked down now, low to Avery Tonneson. Goal is empty. Here's Tonneson down low. Avery with a puck. Battling there. Aubrey Nelson will come in. Aubrey along the near half wall. Brings out to Hannah. Hannah with it. Makes a move. Walks in. Shot there and a glove save made. Good play there by Aubrey Nelson and Avery Tonneson. Johnson put a good shot on, but a glove save. And Hannah will take the draw here against McKenna Andreasen. And Minnesota River takes a timeout. We'll take that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking you got, and so we'll take a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Lake Region Healthcare. We'll be back with more.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hey, we're back again. Lake Region Healthcare brings us our timeout. So this time, Minnesota River takes a timeout. And their girls were probably equally as tired as the Otters. But with an empty net, sometimes you win a face-off and you get out to center ice. And so the Otters now will bring out Ashton Wohlers, Aubrey Nelson, Hannah Johnson, Avery Tonneson, Rachel DeBrito, and Shea Katzenmeyer. Let's go. Hannah Johnson will take the draw here against Andreasen. I like to see if these face-offs are squared up, too. Look at the angle that Andreasen's on there. We'll see. Otters are going to win the draw. It's out to DeBrito. Rachel. High slot area, locks and loads. Oh, and it hits a skate. And here's an empty net opportunity for Andreasen. Shot blocked by DeBrito. Okay, 35 seconds left in the hockey game. Out to the wing. Trying to move it out. Or trying to hold it against the boards. 27 seconds left. Here's DeBrito. Now to Avery Tonneson. Avery will skate it up the right side. Avery at neutral ice. Picked up. They'll try to gain the line here. 15 seconds to go. Get on sides. Here we got 13. Now 10. 10 seconds to go. They'll bring it back behind the net. Ashton Wohlers comes out to the near side. 5 seconds left. Hannah Johnson sends a shot. And it's going to be the end of the hockey game. So the Otters lose it here by a score of 1-0. What a heartbreaker. 24 shots on goal for Minnesota River, 21 for the Otters. And the Otters with 6 attackers couldn't quite get one by. They won that face-off, but the clearing attempt there at the end, and it's a 1-0 victory here for Minnesota River. A good Minnesota River team. That was a hard-fought one. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with our pregame or postgame show. We'll have that for you after this break.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top-quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Quality Toyota.
Hey, Mark Johnson back with you as the Otters lose it here by a score of 1-0. And again, it was a tight game at that. There's no question about that through all three periods. And really a good second and third period here for Fergus Falls. Unable to put one in the back of the net, though. The Otters right now fall to 2-3 on the season, but that was a good Minnesota River team. There's no question about that. But let's recap the periods, just how things went in the periods. Minnesota River outshot Fergus Falls in the first period 10-4. And so they were kind of really having their way with Fergus Falls in that first period, but Fergus Falls really stepped it up in period number 2, and they did outshoot Minnesota River 10-5 in that period. They did have a power play as well, so it was 15-14 with the shots on goal after 2 periods. Still 0-0 after 34 minutes of play, and then not until 7:44 into the third period does the Bulldogs score. It is the 6th of the year for Macy Portner, assisted by number 8, Noelle Simonette. That was her 7th of the year. So Simonette gets her 7th of the year, and a 1-0 victory. That's all that was needed here this afternoon. Minnesota River was 0 for 1 on the power play, and the Otters were 0 for 3 on their power play opportunities. So a good effort in this second part of the game, especially going back to that second period and third period. And I think, in all due respects, the Otters played toe-to-toe with Minnesota River in those last periods. No question about that. So the Otters lose a tough one here at home. And before we talk to our head coach, Isaac Vattenstall, I want to tell you about Running Stitches. They are the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. Take another break and come back with more as our post-game show continues. And again, our post-game show during that time, we'll name our Quality Player of the Game, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. We'll take a break, come back with more here from Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
It's time to replace your old furnace. That old one has been a drain on your energy bill for far too long. Let Otters Plumbing and Heating replace your old inefficient furnace with a new carrier system and help you and your checkbook rest easy. Otters Plumbing and Heating, Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Quality Toyota.
Hey, we're back. Mark Johnson with you, and we're waiting for Isaac Vattenstall to head up here. We'll get his comments on the game. And while we do that, we'll name our Quality Toyota Quality Player of the Game, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. Lake Country Graphics is your apparel source for personalized and printed or embroidered clothing and accessories. Go to yourapparelsource.com/Lake Country Graphics. Lake Country Graphics in Fergus Falls, 998-4027. And our Quality Player of the Game tonight is going to be senior goaltender Ella Sim. She stopped 23 of 24 shots in this one. And the other goal scored against her was on a turnover. The puck popped out into the slot, and number 11, Macy Portner, buried for her 6th of the year. Yeah, it was her 6th goal of the year. And but Ella Sim played well in net tonight. She is our Quality Toyota Quality Player of the Game. And again, Fergus Falls now will take on a very good Alexandria Cardinal hockey team here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. No, pardon me. To be St. Cloud Crush here at Fergus Falls. So the Otter girls play at home against St. Cloud. The Otter boys are on the road. And so a busy week coming up here too, Tuesday, Friday, and then kind of getting that Tuesday, Friday, Saturday here as the Otter girls take a road trip. They'll play Northern Lakes on the 5th of December, and then they'll go to East Grand Forks and Thief River Falls on the 12th and the 13th. So where you get a lot of games in by the 1st of the year. This thing goes super fast. It goes very, very fast. So again, Ella Sem is our Quality Toyota Quality Player of the Game. And again, the Otter boys opened up their home season last night with a 4-0 loss, as they lost a tough one to a very good Minneapolis team. And the Otter girls now go to 2-3 on the season. And again, after a slow start, the Otter girls really picked things up and played well. Otter boys will open up their basketball season on Tuesday against Moorhead, and we'll have the broadcast of that one. And stay tuned to our Layton media stations and catch up on all the action. Take one more break. We'll come back with Isaac Vattenstall, the head coach of the Fergus Falls Otters.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
We're back here at the Fergus Falls Community Ice Arena. And again, the Otters lose it here by a score of 1-0 in a hard-fought physical game here at home. And again, the shots were 24-21 in favor of Minnesota River, but much lopsided in the first period, 10-4 in favor of Minnesota River. Then the Otters outshot Minnesota River 10-5 in that second period. Had a couple good opportunities late in the game, but just unable to bury. The Otters were 0 for 3 on the power play, and Minnesota River is 0 for 1 on their power play opportunities. Monday night, Bob Roars will have the Border West Central area game on KJ Country at 7:15, 7 o'clock pregame show. And then Tuesday, December 2nd, it'll be Moorhead at Fergus Falls. Bob Roars with the boys basketball opener at 5:45, 5:30 pregame show. And then girls basketball at Sartell. That'll be a 7:15 tip-off, 7 o'clock pregame show or thereabouts. And then Underwood and Hillcrest go at it at Hillcrest, and that'll be a big Little 8 conference tilt on KJ Country with Jason Retzlaff. And our next hockey broadcast will be on Thursday, December 4th, as River Lakes comes to town to take on Fergus Falls. So the River Lake Stars will be here that night to take on Fergus Falls. And again, a 1-0 victory here for Minnesota River. Again, a school of St. Peter, LeSueur, Henderson, Belle Plaine, La Crescent, Montgomery, Lonsdale. All those teams make the school up there. But the Otters, again, as a standalone program here, has done very well here. 2 consecutive state tournament appearances, back-to-back appearances at that, and want to see if we can hang another banner this year. But this is a team that is battling hard here right now, and they're getting things rolling here under first-year head coach Isaac Vattenstall after a great tenure by Tim Lill. Took the Otters to three state tournaments in 2019, 2023, and 2024. So, again, Fergus Falls will get things going here again next Tuesday as they host St. Cloud. And we'll get things going here in just a minute. We'll take one more short break and see if Isaac Vattenstall will be on his way.
The 2025 model year closeout pricing has arrived at Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. They have just a handful of new 2025 Chevy and Buick vehicles remaining, and all of them are at their lowest prices of the year. From the Chevy Blazer to the Buick Enclave, you won't want to miss out on these great deals. Contact the sales team for more information.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of
Lake Region Healthcare.
Mark Johnson back with you. And again, the Otters lose it here by a score of 1-0. Get our quality player of the game is Ella Sim tonight as she stops 23 of 24 shots. And Coach Vattenstall might have got sidetracked or a little busy here, so we'll see if he comes up in the next few minutes here. Otherwise, we'll kind of close out our post-game show. So as a exciting afternoon here at the rink. And again, I think we'll wrap things up here, and that'll do it for our post-game show. Thanks to our sponsors throughout the game, and a good hard-fought battle here for the Otters, but they come up short by a score of 1-0. So everybody have a great weekend and a great rest of the week.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRF Sports video streaming presentation. Today's game is brought to you by the Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show, Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout, Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard, Nelson Auto Center and your Nelson starting lineups, Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game, the Viking Cafe and the Viking Cafe keys to the game, Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapies Incorporated, Fergus Falls Monument, Otter Tail Coaches, Fresh and Fancy at Mamashina's, FM Bank, Service Food, Ugstead Plumbing and Heating, Splash Express, American Legion Post number 30 of Fergus Falls, Lake Country Graphics, LB Homes, and by Running Stitches Embroidery. We hope you enjoyed this KBRF video sports streaming presentation. You can see this game and others by going to KBRFradio.com, clicking on sports streaming, the KBRF Radio YouTube page, and on the Fergus Now